Which light?
This light.
No,
No?
that's too much.
Okay.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this weekly Wednesday live stream. As you can tell, there's more than just one of me today. We have all 6 roommates that live at Vonnhaüs. And the reason that we're doing this special stream today is we recently passed 2K followers on Twitch, and I said that every 2,000 or every 500 I would bring on a guest to help me draw or paint. And today I actually brought on a bunch of artists. And the way that we're going to do this is we're each going to have 18-ish minutes to work on our own little piece that is one giant collaboration piece in the end. So we will be going one by one, and that's how we're going to be working it. So if you have any questions while you're working, please put at CG Cookie Concept before your question. And I'm going to be moderating for all 6, or not myself, but all 5 of them. So if you have any questions, I feel like I'm blanking actually. If you have any questions, direct them at them, and then I will ask them to them while they're working. That way we can keep it going smoothly. Since we have a time limit today, we're going to get started pretty quickly. The only news that I have for you guys is for the sculpt boxes were shipped last week. So those of you who pre-ordered should be arriving shortly. And I'm going to be doing a casual stream tomorrow on drawing the ear, and that'll probably be later in the evening or afternoon. So if that's something that interests you, I will be live tomorrow. And we have the Chloris tutorial that went out yesterday, and if you're interested in using the Chloris plugin or have questions about it, it's a free tutorial, so you can check it out. And if that interests you, I would definitely check out the rest of the color course. And that's all I got for today. So really quickly, I'm going to introduce each of the roommates, and then we'll get started with Gabe. So I'll go down the line. We got Tyler.
It's okay.
Sean. Key. Ashley, and Gabe. And we'll get to know each of them better during their term. So we'll go one by one. You guys get out of here. And Gabe, we're going to start with you first.
I gotta get my stuff real quick.
All right. It's okay. They asked, are you guys nervous?
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing.
It was a resounding question mark.
Alright. I don't want to sit on your crown. Well, I don't want to make it stinky.
And for any of you that are interested, we have their information below on each of the little panels. So to start us off, we have
Gabo.
Gabe is our resident comic book artist, and he is the fastest, in my opinion, he's the fastest roommate.
But speed doesn't always come with quality, so sometimes it's fast, but it's
No self-depreciation in this house, Gabe?
no self
Or
Depreciation?
No self-appreciation.
deprecation is what I meant.
No self-deprecating.
This is also the first time all 6 of us have done a stream and or collaboration together, so this will be an interesting experiment here.
It's shimmery.
So that is your.
Oh, and it's
So
been
here,
covered up.
I'll move my legs out of your way.
Alright. It's been covered. I'm gonna well,
Does that work?
yeah. Get this way. Alright. So
Okay. To start us off, hold on. Let me start our timer here. Okay, you're good.
Alright.
And here are your questions.
Those are my questions.
I'll put them here.
Alright. Perfect. Just so y'all know, I started this off last night in preparation because otherwise I wouldn't have enough time to get the color in, and that's what I really wanted to show off is how I do color. This paper is not my regular paper. Usually I use watercolor paper, so otherwise I would have done a watercolor wash on this little guy. So when I don't have watercolor paper, I run in with some marker. And I just do some really like basic, super crazy broad strokes. Not really worrying about like what's in the background, because after I'm done, all that background stuff is going to be like washed out with gouache.
They say you're a little quiet.
I'm a little quiet. Oh no, see?
First time you've ever
You
been
see
told
that? Oh, yeah, that's the first time. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, okay? That's why. Okay, all right. No, you're too loud. You guys are asking too much. Yeah, I don't know why that's smearing. It shouldn't have smeared. I did this last night, but sometimes you'll get that. And if you get a little smearing, oh well. Life is full of smears. You have to be. They're happy smears. They're emotion smears. It's all right. Smears and beers. That's how I like it. I don't actually
Can you
drink.
say what everything that you worked with are?
All right, so this is a Copic. Whoop whoop. There we go. This is a Copic wide. They're kind of hard to find like in stores and stuff, but basically I just go online. I've gotten them online. I've gotten them at conventions. Sometimes Copic shows up at comic book conventions. Not often, but anyways, these are like your regular Copics, but they are wide, as you can see there, and they're really nice for like filling in a lot of color really quick.
I didn't realize that's how you do that.
Yeah. And so then I take another like a darker marker, and I just start figuring out where I want my shadows, and just start going crazy. And a lot of times I basically just do go crazy, and I don't really care. I guess I don't. Sometimes I just don't really mind where things are gonna go because I know that if I mess something up here, I can always fix it digitally, and if I can't fix it digitally, I can fix it with paint. So I'm not too concerned about messing up because there's always a fix that you can make. And quite often, at the end of the day, the only person that notices a mess up, unless it's a really blaring mess up, is yourself. So if you guys mess up on your drawings, don't beat yourselves up. It'll be okay. Just remember next time, don't do that. Don't do it next time.
You have a question from Miss Chibi Artist says, I'm interested in markers and I wondered if there was a good brand other than Copics.
Honestly, they're all the same thing. People will fight you tooth and nail. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, no, Copics are the best. And other people will be like, Prismas are the best. Well, I don't think anybody actually says that, except for Ashley. She really loves her Prism. But she loves her. It's really like whatever you started with, I guess, because once you start working with them, then you get used to that color set, and they all have different like the names of their colors. So like, I mean, this one doesn't even have a name. It's like a number. So you gotta like remember. You gotta be Rain Man with this stuff. Like, oh yeah, I'm using Y7. Well, actually, Ashley is Rain Man with those.
No, I know their names. This one's Goldenrod.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't.
Christmas have names.
She knows both the names and the numbers, but yeah, Copic doesn't really have numbers. But basically, like, whatever works for you, I guess. I know a lot of people will get like the cheaper ones because they are less expensive, and if you're just gonna start off, then it's smarter to get the less expensive ones so that you don't blow $8 on one marker, which is the usual for Copic.
You might want to talk about the difference between water and alcohol.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess there is a difference between water-based markers and alcohol-based markers. So, Copics, Prismacolor, all those are alcohol-based, which means they won't, for the most part, usually don't smear your work. I don't know why it's smearing here. It must be the paper. That's also another thing you got to work on is figuring out which paper doesn't smear. But water-based will usually always smear out your inks unless you have some really good like waterproof pens that you're using. But anyway, so right now I'm adding a little orange here and there just for like accent marks. Just to liven up this little fox here and sort of tie in the fact that he's like orange and white. Otherwise, he'll just blend right in.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to say that our common theme for all of us is a fox. So we're each interpreting a fox in our own style.
Yeah. A nice thing with with markers, with alcohol-based markers too, and I guess water-based too, is on some paper you can go back over the same spot that you already did, and it'll darken it up a smidge. On some papers it will. On the paper that Ashley usually works on does not do it. I don't know why. It's a really weird thing. Um, which is why when she was working on her brown paper and it wasn't doing that, I was like, wait, there's got to be something wrong with your markers. Because I was used to working on this kind of paper for markers back in the day when I used to use them a lot more often. Um, but now I don't use them as often because they are. This is a lot to carry around, right? And that's 3 markers. So instead, now I just carry around this thing, which is also kind of heavy and clunky and sets off metal detectors everywhere I go. But this is all gouache, and basically I've got like every color under the sun except for like maybe a red, like a bright red. But the tube, if I just pour the tube into this roulette, then I'll have that red. But so once I'm basically done, man, I'm gonna mess up the rest of this. You got a piece of paper? You got a piece of paper I could use, or just anything so I don't mess up everybody else. Oh, you got it.
Oh, you have a bunch of questions, Gabes.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Go.
Hi, Christy McAfee says, "What is it like to be a comic book artist? Are you working on your own comic book? Are you working typo? Are you working for someone else's comic?"
Currently, I'm working for Oni Press. I just finished a series called The Life After, and that was basically I was working for the company. I had a writer, and he was writing for me. It's fun, I guess. You get to make your own hours, and you have deadlines and things like that. I mean, it depends on what.
That's just all of it.
Yeah. Time?
10.
Oh, 10. Yeah, no, it depends on who you're working for, and because I mean, there's been people that like work with really crazy writers, and they're very demanding. But I don't know, every writer and company that I've worked for has always been really sweet to me. But I think it's probably because I turn in my stuff on time, and they have a lot of I think a lot of creators sometimes just don't stick to deadlines, and that's what keeps people. That's what's gonna give you like a good job placement, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but
Well, Miss Chibiar says, "Well, how do you feel about posting comics on sites like Webtoons or Tapastic? Have you used these sites?"
I haven't used them, but I definitely recommend it because right now I also work on a webcomic with one of my buddies, Trevor Mueller. It's called Albert the Alien, and doing a webcomic will help grow your audience, which then hopefully translates into you getting like sales off the site, or turning it into a Patreon, or getting donations, whatever, or making money off of ad revenues. And we just had a Kickstarter. I think it was our third successful Kickstarter. We raised about $6,000 to print volume 3 of our series. So I mean, like the great thing about webcomics is that everybody loves to read webcomics. It's free. And for those people who have money and are generous, they'll come out and they'll be like, "Yo, here's some money. Keep doing what you're doing, dude." And that's why they call it Patreon. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm adding a little texture with a pencil. It's a coal erase.
That won't focus.
It's coal erase.
There you go.
Me, Sean, and Ashley use these. Because you can erase, and even when you're already like I've already put down marker and all sorts of gunk on here, but I can still sort of erase. Sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't. But adding a little texture to the drawing makes it a little rough, and it's nice. It's pretty. To some people, I guess some people don't like rough, but it is a mech, and he's a battle worn mech, so I'm like, yeah, let's make him like dirty and. I mean, he's smoking a cigar. He doesn't go to the mech car wash. He doesn't care about that stuff.
So Eve's asking, what paper would you recommend for Copics? I know Copic also makes paper, but are there other / better alternatives?
I mean, they're all expensive. I'm gonna borrow this napkin. I hope you didn't blow your nose in it.
Probably.
Oh well, too bad. No, there's what is that? Bang Fang or something. That seems to be like the crowd favorite marker paper. But really anything that like Bristol board, anything that's smooth. What you don't want to do is use watercolor paper on with markers because that just sucks up the alcohol out of your marker, and it completely wrecks the nib, because the watercolor paper is so toothy, it just starts to like it's like sandpaper on your watercolor or dang it, on your marker nib. But anyways, right now I'm gonna go in and do some highlights, and I've got some gouache here. And as you can see, gouache is sort of like acrylic, where it's really opaque, but it's also like watercolor where you can let it dry and then it like reconstitutes with water. So you can just basically just go back over things. So this is what I was saying before with like if I made a mistake, like let's say between his legs, if I didn't want it that yellow, I could go in here and sort of just lighten it up with gouache. You know, add some like, make it look like clouds, you know, in the background now.
Faithful says, "Are you picking on Ashley, Gabe?"
I always pick on Ashley because I can do it in public, but then I'm gonna get reprimanded and I'll get reprimanded in private when we're down in the basement. I'm sure the roommates have heard the reprimands that I get.
Sometimes I get worried.
Sometimes Tyler gets worried.
Don't talk it out.
But not to fear. I am very I'm safe. It's fine. If I really needed help, I have a few hotlines that I would call.
How do you know when to begin with gouache?
If you are asking that question, you should begin with gouache. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Is that like when I should begin playing with it, or when I should start putting it on the paper? If it's when I should start putting it on the paper, like with a specific piece, then I'd say just start whenever you feel like. Start whenever you feel like it. Because the nice thing about gouache is that you can literally just start painting over areas. So if you add a little bit too much, let's say, oh, I didn't like that color, right? I can go and try to figure out, the color to paint over with it. And sometimes you can lift it up and smooth it out. So it's almost like, I don't know what tool you use to smooth out things in Photoshop, Tim, but you can sort of do that with gouache where like you could put down a giant block of just like color, right? We'll just do that. I mean, none of this is making sense. I'm just doing like a demo for y'all to see how this works. But you can basically, because it's gouache, you can smooth it out.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, I guess it's like a blur tool, but
It's like the mixer brush.
yeah, but IRL. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm supposed to answer these things. If y'all want to check me out on Instagram, it's Galvosor, GALVOSAR, like I'm a Galvo dinosaur. And my favorite medium is usually it's watercolor, because these gouache tends to cover up the line art, whereas watercolor doesn't. But I can't really use watercolor on this because then the paper starts to buckle because there's too much water, and that's why watercolor paper is the best. And my favorite movie is probably, that's not a fair question. Step Brothers, probably. I've watched it like too many times. My favorite food is what's my favorite food, Ashley? Probably pizza.
Oh, no, you have tacos
You're asking
I
Ashley what your
guess
favorite food
then
is.
just because I have tacos every day doesn't mean that I love it. It's that I'm Mexican and I can handle that.
I'm just saying, I'm calling it like I see it.
I think maybe my favorite food is probably corn dogs.
Oh, those are so good.
The corn dogs we eat, like the corn dogs.
The veggie
The
dogs.
veggie dogs.
We all
Yeah.
vegetarian.
We're all vegetarian except for
2
Sean.
minutes.
and we're converting him.
All right, you got
Any
one
other
more
question?
question, maybe.
Yeah.
Drink that Kool-Aid.
All right, Chrissy's saying, how did you start off? Was it difficult to get into the industry, or were you blessed beyond means and got into the industry quickly?
Oh, beyond means. I wish. No, I mean,
That story's interesting. I like it.
I've been doing this for maybe since 2002. So I started a website called entervoid.com, and it's like a comic book battle website. So if you want to get into comics and you don't know where to start, or you just want to get better at them, you can go on that site and you can fight other artists with comic battles. Basically, I just started hanging out with other comic artists, in the community of the internets, and then I would meet up with them at shows, and then eventually I met a guy named Moritat who became my mentor. And if y'all want to get better at art, I highly recommend getting a mentor, a good one. Tim is a mentor, but he's like a big mentor, like he can't mentor everyone. He's like a digital mentor. Find yourself a real life one that you can talk to on a day-to-day basis even.
Tim's like,
yeah, Tim is a
That's by far the most insulting thing
Yeah.
anyone's ever said to me.
Tim is the Siri.
slightly more helpful.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah, make it better.
I feel like anything's more helpful than Siri. Oh, wait.
What?
One more question that's
Yeah.
sneaking in here.
Yeah.
I think it's Ferris Moss says, it doesn't look like you're cleaning your brush off between colors. I've
Oh.
sort of been wondering for a while how you're supposed to deal with changing colors. He's been dipping off screen.
Yeah, I've been dipping off screen. Usually I have two cups. One that's like super clean water, and then one that's like rinse off this dirty brush. And then I dab it on paper to dry it off, and then I dip in the clean water. And that's how you switch colors. Often too, with watercolor or gouache, it's cool to sort of keep the colors mixing together, because then it sort of like creates a uniformity between all the colors. That way you don't get like extreme reds and extreme blues unless you actually need that. Like where like if I were to add like some extreme colors here, then let's say this like big old bright blue. This is the last thing I'm gonna do because I'm running over time. But let's say I wanted to add some like, like, oh, these are like light LED gauges on his thing, right?
Oh, yeah, that made it pop.
Yeah, then that's when you would want to make sure that your brush is super clean. But anyways, that's me. Check me out. Goodbye.
Thank you, Gabe.
I'll probably end up finishing this picture, and y'all can see it on Instagram.
Yeah, I
or
think
something.
we'll post a final of the final collaboration later.
Thanks.
All right, so roommate number one. Thank you, Gabe. We're going to be followed by Mr. Tyler Sketchy Johnson, also known as,
How's my name? Junction?
sorry, TJ. So for those on the stream, meet my roommate. Come on. This is TJ.
Don't call me TJ.
Only if you're friends can you call him TJ.
Not even.
Unless you want to use the water.
No.
No.
Oh, TJ.
Oh, Tej. What a guy.
And that's not right. And then you will-
So this is our intervention time. I wish I had the old intermission from the drive-in movie theaters where you have like the concessions dancing, but yeah, let's all go to the lobby. Oh yeah, I think we're ready though. You feeling good?
I'm alright.
I know that this might still be a little wet. No, you're good. All right, let's get you on screen though.
Alright.
All right. So as we're going, Tyler, do you want to first say your name, what you're working with? I should have said what medium you're working with today,
Oh, yeah.
and then what is your favorite medium, handle, and favorite movie? I have them there.
Alright. So my name is Tyler Johnson. Only Tyler Johnson. I'll kill you. My handle is SketchGeek on pretty much everything. And my favorite medium traditionally is ink. Like I love ink and brush. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Actually, I want to make a little moon somewhere here in a little bit. All right. So I have this series called, I call it Spacernauts. They're basically just skulls and spacesuits. And I figured I'd just do a little fox in a spacesuit. A little fox in spacesuits. Can you hear me? Or is it? All right.
Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they can because they said Gabe was too loud near the end.
Oh, okay.
Because I turned the microphone way up.
So I never know how.
It wasn't even you, Gabe. That was on me.
I don't know how. I never know how loud to like speak into these things.
Just scream and then they'll let you know.
Just start yelling
Start
at
with
people.
the ceiling and then just go
Yeah.
down. Like,
Oh, yeah, they said they can hear you.
All right, cool. So I'm working with just a regular brush, like a sable hairbrush, and then Sumi ink. So I got a little container off screen. If you wanna-
I was gonna say, is there any way you can?
Let's see. Yeah, no, there's
You
no.
know
way.
what? I'll type it out in
It's
the
fine.
chat.
It's
How about
Sumi
that?
Ink 60 is what I'm using today. So I'm just dipping and dabbing, and then I usually just do a little couple scratches off some scratch paper, just to kind of clean it so it's not globbing all over the ink or the brush. And so I'm just kind of gonna go into it. I don't really plan ahead too much.
So then, can you talk about why you do pencil first and then this on top?
I do really loose pencils underneath just so to give me kind of a. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I just need a kind of something to. Yeah, all right.
That feels better.
Just something to give me some guidelines. And then there's something about. I don't know. I don't like doing like completely like solid lines because I feel like it restricts my creativity sometimes. I know. Creativity.
Creativity. Yeah.
Creativity.
They-
And-
Eve says there's so much dipping going on today.
So much different.
There's gonna be a little bit more too. Ashley's a dipper.
I'm not a
She had quit recently.
I'm a dabber.
She's trying to give up. She's trying to get quit.
Can't get you.
Tough road to recovery.
The only weird thing about this is like foxes. Like you don't when you think of a fox, you don't think of their skull, and most animals have the weirdest skulls. And so like I'm just kind of. So when I looked it up, I was trying to like keep a shape of a fox, but it's gonna be kind of weird no matter what.
Jhearts317 says, "Do you prefer any brush over the other?"
Like I used to not care, but then actually Gabe introduced me to like sable brushes, and those are so much better than like synthetic brushes, because they hold their form and they don't, like they won't, kind of get ruffled at the ends, so they'll always keep a strong like point at the end. That I've noticed. Super detail.
Blazard says, "How do you get used to using a brush? Is it like getting used to digital sketching?"
Kind of. It's more like, for me at least, I think for most people it's going to be like, especially for ink, it's like once it's down, it's down. So it's mostly getting over that fear of screwing up, I think.
Yeah.
It's like I used to do, well, especially when I did caricatures back in the day, like, that was the hardest thing to get over. Because I was so used to like just doing pencil drawings and never used ink too much.
Oh, Key's on the stream. Welcome, Key.
Oh my God, Key.
Oh, if any of you want links to anyone's pages, if you click the image below on the panel, it'll take you to their Instagram. I'm sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. And Key's here to help. If you have questions for Key, let her know.
She'll be moderating.
I'll be moderating Key as
I'll be
well.
chat moderator.
Perfect circle.
Perfect circle. Yeah. Perfect.
Faithful says, "Don't ruffle Tyler's brushes by calling him TJ." I mean, it's his birth name.
Yep. Ever since birth, just I came out of the womb and they're like, TJ. I'm like, what?
he looks like a TJ.
Yeah, he acts like a TJ.
He looks like a TJ.
Blizzard says, "Is there a difference between pen ink and brush ink drawing wise?" So I assume they mean like.
Oh, like the.
Yeah.
Oh, like, are you talking about like brush pens like these that are like fountain pens but they have a brush tip, or like
I would think so. It's like, why do you use that over just a
that.
brush pen?
Actually, right, or like a brush or an ink pen, I guess. Or I guess that would be it. Like a
Like a micron?
micron, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like brushes because it gives me more range, for variety or for line like variation. So I can do like super thin, like you see there, and then I can get like really thick with it to kind of fill in. I feel like I'm too restricted by like micron pens and other pens like that. Eve, you should totally try it out. It'll change your life.
Yeah, when did you first start using brush and ink? When
Man,
you
when I start using it, it's a very personal question. Let's see. When did I start using it? I think back probably like around 2011, 10 maybe. Is when I first started getting like into it. Like I used it for, characters obviously, but because it was all done in marker. And then I started getting into brushes. Ballpoint pens. Psh, get out of here.
Christy says, have you ever used a calligraphy pen to draw? Like the ones that have a really fine tip. Like an old school calligraphy pen.
Oh, I have. Actually, that was what I first started with. I forgot about those. Holy crap. No, like, yeah, the metal tips. Oh, man, those are scratchy, yeah. Like, I had a problem with that when I first started working on it. Because, like, I would do it the wrong, like, I would just kind of get into it and just start, like, scratching. Or for shading and hatching and stuff. But then, like, you would hit it wrong. And it would just, the tip would, like, get stuck on the paper. And then just, like, splatter everywhere. I was like, I love, like, ink splatters and paint splatters and anything. But I wasn't going for that.
Yeah, not unintentional ones. Well, I guess they're all
No, like, I've done, like, intentional ones before. But
I guess that's true, yeah.
like, just add some movement.
10.
Cool.
Righteous.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, rad, bro.
It's pretty sweet.
Surf's up.
You see that movie?
Yes.
No.
Penguins?
Yeah. Not terrible.
Not terrible.
Not great. Oh, what is my favorite movie? Oh, I love Speed Racer. And, I mean, me and Tim's, like, we share a love for Pacific Rim.
Go call him out.
His favorite movie. Guys, like, send him, like, fan art if you can. He'll just love it.
I'll put it right on the fridge. I'm a proud supporter of Pacific Rim. Nothing I enjoy more than an afternoon with Pacific Rim.
You watch it daily. I mean,
I
Yeah, like-
secretly watch it daily. I tell the roommates
It's not a
that
secret.
oh. Apparently TJ caught me one day watching Pacific Rim. Eve says Tim's face is priceless.
It's like, he was in control. Now he's not. Tim doesn't like that.
The movie just blew me away.
Literally.
Yeah.
Blew him away.
I had so much emotion after leaving the theater.
It's great. Like, he cried.
For
And then
all
he
the
went to
right
watch
reasons.
For all the right reasons. Some legs here. How do you Tim? How do you resist not like just emulating like Bob Ross on a daily basis? Like when you do these.
They actually said Gabe was a pretty good Bob Ross. So Gabe,
Good job.
My hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Facial hair. There you
I
go.
don't have a fro yet.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Still time.
Your dream will come true, Ashley.
Think about growing a beard.
Can we talk about that?
Now
No, it's
No.
the end of.
Beauty
Actually,
and the
no,
Beast.
no.
Let's not talk about
Let's not talk about that movie. For all of you who might have not seen it yet.
Oh.
Oh God. Tim could grow out a sweet fro.
Tim would need to grow out his fro way more for a Bob Ross impression. Yeah, I could. My hair probably would look similar to his. It's basically Velcro. My mom used to joke that, or not my mom. Well, no, she would make fun of my hair every now and then. But it was the kids in school. They said if you stuck Velcro on the ceiling, you could stick me up there.
Oh, I mean that's a
Yeah.
pretty good one. Like for kids, it's
but
clever.
See, you
sad.
should have gotten frosted tips like Justin.
Had
Get
ramen
some-
hair.
Ooh
Yeah.
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 Then it could be TJ and JT.
I'm not much of a talker, guys, so sorry.
I mean, usually we can't get him to stop talking. I don't know what's going on.
I know, like especially when like emotions come up, I just need to just lay them out there. What was that?
Our emotion segment will begin in 40 minutes with Sean Price.
Oh boy.
Wait.
I'm
gonna-
not talking about my process. We're all just going through a therapy session. That's what we're gonna do.
When I was 3,
It all started.
I saw a bear.
And I fell in love with that bear.
Tim, did you know about this?
What?
Sean's on elephants now.
No, well,
We'll talk about
we'll
it.
talk about it. 'Cause this is, yeah, we're doing a stream.
He was in quite a.
He's switched.
He was having quite a
He's having
trouble.
a crisis.
Eve says, Tyler, your art speaks for you.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Eve.
We're gonna
You're the best.
Mischievous artist says, Tyler, do you prefer doing realism or stylized drawings?
I definitely prefer stylized. Like realism kind of bores me. Sorry, Tim.
I think Tim's the only one that said this realism.
Yeah, I think Tim is the only one.
Even realism it bores me too.
Like
I think
straight
it's
up
good to study,
realism.
It's a good
Yeah,
base.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to go on.
Like it's good to know. But I think like yeah, like straight up realism is pretty boring. But I think like even like the realism that I see that I like, it's usually at least slightly exaggerated or yeah, it just has something more to it, more stylized realism. Imagination. Let's see, let's make up some designs here.
Really? Gabe, really?
Gabe, come on, you rude.
Rudy McRoodles?
Wow.
Oh boy,
I've been sworn once.
Yeah. I was impressed.
pretty good.
Thoroughly impressed.
Darn it.
Let's put a little.
He can swear on his own stream. If you want to swear, go to Gabe's.
Yeah. Y'all wait tonight. I'm a. Ooh.
Space shorts? Yes. Let's see.
Yeah, add in your details.
Yeah, it's just at this point it's like just making stuff up. Making it up. Don't look at me. Get out of here, Sean. Wait your turn. Gosh.
I still can't stand him.
Dun, 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 dun. 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. 2.5.
Sweet. Easy. Peasy.
No, remember we have
beautiful cover girl.
Get the London walk.
Use that butter alone. Get the London.
Ferris Moss says, "Is this fox partly inspired by Doctor Who?"
I have never seen Doctor Who, so
Find out
Sure.
what the reference is from.
yeah, I don't know what that reference is. I've seen like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of Doctor Who, and that was fine.
Ambiguity.
I don't know.
Google Bad
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, was there like a fox character?
Don't Google Bad Wolf.
Don't Google it.
What's
We
Bad
don't
Wolf?
need that
Spoilers.
in our lives.
Hmm.
It'll ruin our internet.
Oh, and once again, apologies to the people outside of the States. I know daylight savings was last week because I saw a bunch join in. I was like,
Oh shoot.
it's going to be probably like that for the next 2 or 3 weeks until the time zones reset over there. Do you guys,
They don't
right?
I don't think they have a.
Yeah, it's just us.
So then it's just us.
Yeah, we're.
Industrialized.
Sorry,
country
guys,
is
I have
special-
no control over
Yeah.
that.
One state that's not affected.
No, it's
Seriously?
Hawaii.
In
No, there's
No, there's 2.
Indiana also
yeah,
doesn't
no,
do
there's-
daily savings.
Arizona.
Hawaii and
Arizona's one.
central Arizona.
They don't have to
They don't do it.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard Indiana doesn't do it either.
Indiana don't do it.
Yeah.
They're like right down the road.
I don't know. That's just what I remember. Like Indiana doesn't do daylight savings.
Oh, Ferris Moss says there was an episode where people were in spacesuits getting eaten by this darkness thing, and all you ever saw were their skulls in the suits they were after they were eaten.
Sounds cool.
Look it up, Ted.
Are there a lot of skulls in spacesuits? Cause
It's
that's.
soon.
I did it first, guys.
Ashley.
Original Jake Parker. Jake
Oh,
Parker
yeah,
did it
yeah.
first.
But his is like odd character.
Tyler's making this stuff.
Listen, Jake Parker's a hack. I'm just kidding. No, I love Jake Parker's work.
We all love him.
CG Cookie does not condone the words or actions of Tyler Johnson.
We love him.
No, Jake Parker is like one of my big
Tyler's not
inspirations.
affiliated
But
with
I
us.
had no idea he did a spacesuit, a skull spacesuit
Oh.
until somebody pointed it out. I'm just gonna put a couple swooshes. And
Put some
then
finishing swooshes on it.
little knickknacks,
Wait.
patty whacks.
Is yours where my hand goes?
Me?
No, his ink.
No,
I'm not gonna get ink.
no. That's why I had him go first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
It's quick dry.
So you get ready.
it's my turn.
And then I'll erase it later. All right, so that's me. That's my little foxtronaut. I'm gonna call him Foxtronaut.
Thank you, Tyler.
Good job, TJ.
I'll stab you.
Come at me. We can fight on the stream.
Hey, that's my job.
Get out of here.
You're a bad man.
There you go.
Okay.
Wait, let me move this forward for you.
I don't need all of this. I just brought it for
Live.
yeah
For comfort.
example purposes.
Okay,
This
so
is great.
I know. So I have to like angle it so that you're not in the shot. So like get comfortable, and then I'll rearrange the microphone.
Okay. Well, where do I put all this? I'm gonna move your candle.
All right.
Okay. Try that. Oh, you have scratch paper. That's great.
They gave you a fridge, Tyler, golden fridge.
Oh, you have a rating system now?
Whenever they like something, they give the golden fridge.
Oh.
Faithful says Sean did swooshes first.
Ooh.
Okay, so everyone, this is Ashley Erickson. She is another one of the roommates here at Vonnhaüs, and she goes online as
Cloverkin. Cloverkin. Cloverkin.
and can you use that in a sentence?
No. No, I made it up. That's mine. No. Don't define me. What were my questions?
Like, can you push it? There
Do
we
we
go.
need to?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Focus. Okay.
got a minute,
We
start your
went over
timer.
it. Oh, okay. So maybe I should show this. So I kind of dabble in a lot of mediums, but recently I've been doing a lot of commissions and stuff, and I usually use 3 kinds of mediums. I have a lot of Prismacolor markers that I use. I also use Kohl Erase colored pencils, and recently, because the colored pencils end up being kind of rough, I started going over those with pastel pencils, which I'm gonna put them down here. That was a razor blade.
Oh, jeez.
Heads up.
Ashley also uses blood.
You know, some people call for very
I'll put that in.
specific things, summonings, you know, things like that. So I try to accommodate based on how much they pay. But yeah, so I usually work on tinted paper that I get at Barnes & Noble, funny enough. But since this is white paper and not my paper, I'm not sure how these markers are going to react, but I'll try my best. I did a watercolor wash initially, but we'll give it a go.
And can you say what the brown was?
The brown? This?
The lines.
Oh, the lines were done with just, I think, Gabe had mentioned the color race earlier. See if that is that gonna focus there. But yeah, me, Sean, and Gabe use a lot of color races because yes, they do erase and they're Prismacolor, so they're pretty good. The only thing I found that I don't like about the color race is the white specifically. It is really hard and it's not soft at all. So usually I'll get a regular Prismacolor for that. Yeah, it's garbage. The lead's too hard. You can't erase it. It doesn't look soft. Too many complaints.
Miss GB Artist says, I totally went to your booth at Amkey, but I didn't realize you were Tim's roommate. Excited face.
Oh, well, thanks for coming by.
And then Eve says, Cloverkin, commissions and devil contracts now open.
They were never closed. Always open.
Faithful says, Cloverkin is awesome. See, I used it in a sentence.
Aw, I like your people. They're very nice.
They all get fridges.
I do Twitch streams too. I do them when I do my commissions. So I do them probably 3 times a week or more. Everywhere online I'm Cloverkin except for Twitter. Someone stole that, so I'm Cloverkin Art there. But yeah, I usually do Twitch streams throughout the week. If you're interested in seeing me there.
And Christy McVie says, are you a freelance artist?
I am. I actually started out, I worked 10 years in mobile games, doing like a lot of art and animation for those. I've shipped probably 15 games. It got a little old after a while, so I had other dreams I wanted to pursue and ended up just saying, okay, I'm going to switch to freelance, and I wanted to be a children's book illustrator and write my own books too, so I've started my path on that, and it's actually kind of difficult. It's a big change from going from a 40-hour a week 9 to 5 to whatever this is. I don't know really what we do. We still haven't figured out the schedule yet.
It's a sitcom without the camera crew.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Eve says, Ashley, are you sick?
No, actually, it's usually when my head is pointed down. I kind of get the whole sniffling thing. I do have allergies, though, but I'm not sick. I apologize if that gets annoying.
And then Miss GBR says, do you just do traditional art, or do you do digital, too?
I usually use digital when I'm touching up my traditional. I used to be solely digital, but I switched from it just because it was too much time, and I felt like I was better just naturally at traditional. So I just decided to pursue that and know what I'm good at. It's important to know your strengths. So I was more inclined to just traditional from the start. But I did one day just pick up markers too. I noticed people were telling where they started using stuff, but one day I was like, I haven't ever touched markers before. I think I'll touch markers today. And then I decided, well, I'll do this every day and I'll try to get good at them, because why not? And then a few years down the road, I just developed a respect for them, because not a lot of people seem to give them much respect. They seem like they're like crayons or, a medium like that, but you can really do a lot with markers. They lay down a really nice gradient really quickly, and majority of things are made up of gradients. So if you get those down right away, you're pretty much good to go.
Oh, Soccer Chinchilla 15 says, I just sat here drawing foxes along with them. It's such a nice feeling to not feel alone.
Oh, well, welcome.
Give him a digital hug.
Yeah, and a fridge? I don't know.
Yeah.
How.
Can you hug
Here.
I don't know if you save the fridges for like,
I don't know. Can you hug with a fridge?
Can you /hug on here? Oh, no.
What?
Unrecognized command.
Whoa. Step out.
Yeah.
Guess not.
Sorry, Twitch.
Jeez. Hey, at least you know the ones you do. I don't know any of the commands yet.
I got fridge and tea. That's all I got.
There's a tea? Like a tea bag?
No, it's a teacup.
Oh.
I spill the tea often, but I don't.
Cute.
Jeez. There we go.
So I guess I dabble in mixed media because, like I said, I have markers as my base, and then on top of the markers, I do colored pencil, and then I smooth those over with pastel pencils, which end up giving it kind of a real-life digital look. It's kind of crazy. Well, it looks nice. Let me do this. Actually. Oh, I also use gel pens on occasion. Like just 99-cent gel pens.
It was 99 cents.
99 cents. Chainmail is kind of my favorite part of doing a lot of I do fantasy commissions for people's pets. So I usually end up doing a lot of chainmail and armor and stuff. So the gel pen comes in handy because it goes over the marker really nicely. But yeah, the chainmail is my favorite part.
I was actually always wondering how you did it.
It's like a 4-step process. I gave a little tutorial back before Instagram actually had Insta stories and stuff. It was like 4 years ago or something now. But like it's that you lay down kind of the speck highlights first. Oh, Jesus. And then you kind of rub it like this, kind of blurring them, but just giving more of a sheen. And then you end up going over it with the black, and you keep the same direction. That's important. And you let up on the pencil right when you're getting into like the highlight areas. Highlighted, whatever.
Oh, your highlights are lit.
Yeah. Hello.
Christy McAbee says, in caps, "Oh my gosh, is your fox Robin Hood?" Because if it is, I would be extremely excited.
Is it stealing your heart? Oh. Just kidding. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Don't do that because she's just going to give it to a poor person.
What? Oh, true that. I mean, that's in true Robin Hood style. But yeah, and then I kind of just rub things in a little bit. I also use these things, but these are more for the pastel pencils when I get those in, but sometimes they're good just to soften up pencil lines. Surprisingly, they blur the colored pencils too. That was, yeah, I didn't anticipate that when I first started using it, but it happened.
Oh, 10.
10 minutes.
You're on good time, though.
I still haven't gotten to I'll do the shawl next.
The shawl.
The shawl. I'm missing my...
Acidmon says that effect looks fantastic, Ashley.
Why, thank you.
People says Ashley and I snipped at the same time. We're connected.
We are via the internets. The magic of it. Because it's oh so magical. But yeah, you can see my full process of doing these things on my Twitch. I'm doing it kind of fast now, but I can answer any questions you have there, anywhere on the internet. I'm very good at response time. So says my Facebook page. I think it's like in under 10 minutes or something.
Oh my
yeah, gosh. I have no life.
I'm right there with you. Except mine says not
Does
minutes, says years.
I was gonna say,
same thing.
isn't it in weeks? Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So this paper seems to eat up my marker. As Gabe was saying, the alcohol just kind of gets sucked up and it doesn't blend nicely. Usually you want a flatter, less absorbent paper. But yeah, so that's why it put it down and it gets chunky. You also usually want to make sure that whatever paper you're using, you have something behind it, which right now we don't. But just so the marker doesn't pool, because if it starts pooling, the alcohol will kind of make a little, like, almost looks like a watercolor edged blotch, I guess. And it's kind of a mess. So it doesn't look very correct when that happens. So this is a pastel pencil. And instead of buying a million markers like some people do, Shade. I usually like get just a couple. I know this doesn't look like a couple, but they're just base colors. And then what you can do with the colored pencil and the pastel is kind of tint each base color. So like if I wanted this to be more of a green blue, I would have added green to this with the pastel pencil, and then I could tint it via that way instead of needing, a teal marker or, 4 other colors to get what I wanted. So it works out nice that way.
Yeah, they said a couple.
Hey man, okay, I got a lot of browns. I work with a lot of pets, so I have probably about 7 different variants of brown because people's pets.
They said everything below 30 apparently is just a few.
I mean, you're talking to artists, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'd like to know how many paintbrushes Gabe has.
Fluffier, I'm going to give you a fridge. He said having a couple markers is like having a couple chips.
Oh, how right that is. Too true.
Yeah, that was good.
Chips equal markers. So they do end up adding like a digital effect. Once you've put them over the marker, it smooths it to an extent. So like if I wanted that tail more orange than what it is right now, I could add some more orange to it and make it pop. Because usually the markers that I buy are a little bit drab. So I end up adding some more popping with the pastel. And the pastel's nice too because apparently it erases. I messed up once and really hoped it would erase, and it did. So that was a nice surprise.
Hope goes a long way, guys.
Yeah, it does. You can't depend on it, but when it happens, it's magic. Let's see. Any other questions?
Is there any reason you started in watercolor first?
In the background here, just because the paper itself wasn't my usual tinted paper, I usually use the toned paper. Not the kind you get at Dick Blick, because that kind's very absorbent and very soft. It's kind of strange. It also eats marker up. So if you want a toned paper for your marker, I'd go to Barnes & Noble, actually. I go to Barnes & Noble for mine. The sketchbook has probably about 100 pages in it, and it's like $13. So it's super cost effective, and the paper's really worth it. It's really weird that I found it at Barnes & Noble, though. Out of all places. Yeah.
Faithful Imagination says, out of all the roommates, who is the foxiest? I want to say Sean.
Whoa.
Oh, get that smug face out of here.
Ew!
Oh, go home.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
I'm biased,
Oh,
but
Richter's
What?
right about Sean. Richter.
Here you go.
CG Rifter says, I say Tim is foxier. Sean is more like a bear.
too real. Oh, good. So, okay, who did this? Gabe went and got my sketchbook. So it doesn't have the original label on it, but this is what it looks like on the back. And it's got this kind of double spine wire thing on it. But the pages are really smooth. Let's hope I'm not opening something. And kind of like speckled with some weird, it's recycled. So I think that's why it looks like it does. But yeah, it's pretty thick for what you get. Let's see. Tim, I think I keep smearing your little boy. I apologize.
Why are people always smearing my little boys?
I mean, he's in the way. I'm sorry. Anyway, so, okay, let's see. How much time do I have? 10? No, 5.
You got 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can do that.
Oh, yeah, favorite food and favorite movie. And favorite medium.
Favorite medium is tough because I've recently given markers more respect in the past few years. But favorite movie I can't really do. I'd say I'll easily watch anything that Brian Froud is associated with. So like Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, obviously. Actually maybe Secret of Nim.
Oh, I love Secret.
Yeah, Mrs. Frisbee is like everything. So
Little sick Timmy.
and little Timmy. Oh no. Yeah, you're the movie.
This chibi artist says, have you ever heard of fennec foxes? They are the cutest thing ever.
They have really big ears. I love them. I actually had someone commission a fox recently, unacquainted with any of this. But yeah, I'm excited to do that because foxes are pretty great. I just lost my brown. That's probably one of the ones I'm looking for.
Oh. Hey, wait. I got you, Ash.
It's okay. I'll figure it out. That's not any of them.
Okay.
Good effort. Good effort, though. Thank you. I appreciate
High
that.
five.
You know, get some physical workout in your day. So this is just a regular colored pencil. And if I wanted to smooth it out, I could probably with that little makeup brush thing. I don't know what they're actually called. I got it on Amazon in bulk, so I don't know.
I got 2.
2 minutes left.
Don't buy them in stores.
Don't buy them in stores. They're overpriced, especially at Blick. Usually I do this with a gold jelly roll, but I can't seem to find it. So I'll just kind of bloop. But yeah. There we go. It's
We
okay.
have this.
Inadequate.
Inadequate.
Thank you for your efforts. though.
Shoot.
It's not
We
a
should
jelly
keep it up
roll.
here.
It's okay.
Or this.
It's okay. Okay. I don't know, that might be good for now. I think I went faster than I was thinking I would. But yeah.
Digital says, hey, I'm quickly dropping in to say hi. I can't see the stream or
Von
chat, so this
fan.
message probably won't even reach you, but I'm getting my drone pilot license. So I'm in an apartment at the coast with extremely bad internet. So if you get this, greetings. Also, Sean, I'm coming for you.
Whoa! Shots fired. Sean, watch out.
Tim, did you see the person that followed?
What? Oh, no. Who was it? I'm
It
sorry.
was Vaughn Fan 1.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you, Von Fan. Was it underscore?
Gabe, was that you? Also, don't smear your pastels with your finger like I'm doing. Incorrect. Use one of
They're
these.
the number 1 fan.
If you can find them. Like I said, on Amazon, they're pretty cheap. But you don't want to get your oils from your hand and, you know, the chips you've been eating in your piece.
Oh. Just Von Hart Fan, or Von Fan 1 says, you're the only reason I'm on Twitch, so I thought my name was appropriate.
Oh! Wow.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Actually, good timing.
Thanks,
No,
man.
I gotta follow.
Yeah, that was like, like literally as the timer goes off, and she's like, and I'm done.
And there's that. So, yeah, follow me. I'm Cloverkin. And I can't find my brown still. So, enjoy.
Well, thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. Oh, it's right here. It was right underneath everything.
Oh.
My life. My life. Okay, back it up.
Alright, and next up, we are going to be taking a break and having sensitive time with Sean Price.
It hasn't been real enough, guys.
Yeah.
Now we dive deep.
Yeah.
We need to get a little bit real. Dive deep into the water.
Do you remember how I drew a fox?
Okay.
Oh, this is how you do it.
Thank you.
Let me get you ready, Sean.
Oh my.
Oh, sorry. Here, I'm putting my...
No way.
I was arranging it for you. All right, so everyone, welcome roommate. Well, I don't want to say number 4, but essentially number 4. That means I'm number 5.
Our numbers are all screwed up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because technically he's 1? No.
So this is another roommate. This is Sean Price. Everyone say hi.
You guys have already seen me before. You get it. Down to business.
Wow. Okay, and you know what? We're just gonna jump right into it. Actually, I'm just gonna start the timer.
Eve, I still do owe you a print. I do very much.
You're my baby.
Oh yeah, I gotta put this
Yeah.
right here.
There you go.
I'm putting this right here so I can remember how I did it.
You
yeah.
got 3 fridges, Ashley.
3?
Mhm.
Is that the most so far?
Am I the best roommate?
Yeah, am I the best one?
Be a competition. I want all the fridges.
Wait, did I get one?
No.
I'd have to scroll
No,
up.
Gabe got one, right?
Oh no, you got 4. Faith gave you one too.
Dang it.
Oh, now it's like a fridge competition.
Oh, I
Everyone says Sean. CG Rifter says, see, Sean is even grumpy like a bear.
Someone's emotional. Look,
That's our
my
Sean.
that's my natural state.
Dun, dun,
So-
dun, dun, dun.
My natural state is just emotion.
Just emotion. He is
Pure raw.
Yeah, just pure raw emotion.
Someone already gave Sean a fridge for not even doing anything.
Thank you.
It's a trap.
Oh my god.
All right, I gotta focus.
All right, so Sean, do you want to say your name, handle, favorite medium, and favorite movie?
My name is Sean Price, and
You should own
yeah,
I
no, no. My name is Sean Price. My handle is Art of Price, pretty much on anything. That's all one word, so Art of Price. My what was it? Favorite medium was the next question. Yeah, it's pencil. Oh, it's right there. It's pencil. I literally I'm not good at painting. And also digital is kind of really, really strange to me. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I've always stuck with pencil. I've always started with pencil, and it's been one of my favorite things to work with. Favorite movie would probably be Whiplash. Oh, hey, Tyler.
Hey. Oh yeah, Whiplash is amazing.
Yeah. Whiplash is I watched it here with you guys, and I actually loved it very, very much. Yeah. Well, I think it's just because, I really, really love jazz music, and then also just the actual yeah. I mean the emotion in it. Yeah, I mean it was awesome. It was a good movie. So, if anybody's seen it, it's great. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's wonderful. If you like jazz music, or if you just want to feel like you're doing a good job, or just feel.
Just feel things, you know?
That's what this session is about.
Feelings.
It's our feeling session. So yeah.
To Von Fan 1, yeah, basically the whole theme is everybody's drawing a fox. That's the one thing that ties this piece together.
Yeah, you've been replaced.
You've
Yeah.
been replaced. Wow. I'm not moving.
Just double up.
Double up.
Yeah, double up.
Pull out a chair.
Well, thank you.
Let's just all be behind Sean.
Yeah.
Do we need some encouragement?
No.
Oh,
Go, Sean. Get it.
yeah, there you go.
All right. So everybody has been giving me a lot of flack with this because I am one of the slowest drawers here,
Oh, we tell you you're fine.
and
We have never once.
yeah.
once.
Oh, I could hear it in their voice. So anyway,
He could feel it.
yeah, I could feel it.
Are you sure not mistaking that feeling with all of your feelings?
It's all of. You know what?
It's okay.
Miss
We
Chippy
love
Artist says, "Are foxes your favorite animal?"
No, bears are. But I had a crisis yesterday, and I'm sorry. So I had a crisis the other day to where I was sitting there and I was thinking about elephants, and I found out that I really enjoy elephants because they're just, I don't know, there's something about them that they just got like a nice,
Nose?
nose, and they got a nice nose, but also they're just like a nice animal. And like bears are nice too. But for some reason, let me just talk about this for a second, guys. This is good stuff.
It's a good TV.
So I had a crisis about that. And I was just like, you know what? I think I really like elephants, but I didn't want to replace that with bears because I absolutely love bears. So I was nervous. I got nervous.
Losing his religion.
Losing.
Elephant Crisis, the Sean Price story.
Yeah. But I was listening to a song, and in the song title, it was called
Do you want to just take
it was
a
called Proud
We can all
Elephants.
just take a break, bro.
Yeah, I'll just
You guys
talk.
wanna go Subway? We'll just come back.
We're still talking about elephants.
Yeah, I'll just talk about elephants. So
All right, really quick.
okay.
We got a few questions here. First one we'll say is from Christy. Take your time, Mr. Sean. Ferris Moss says, "What happened to otters?"
Oh.
They're like tiny water bears.
Yeah. They
They're
would be
tiny
like a
water
water bear.
bears.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Eve says, "Thank you and Tyler for your critique on the lemon made. It was really, really helpful."
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, Eve.
That was-
Yours was
yeah, yours
awesome.
was great.
I loved it.
And then Fluffy Healer says you should do a fantasy party of adventurers next time, a little more collaborated. Maybe. Actually, I mean, this is kind of fun. I think it would be, like, I know this collaboration, they're more just like separate pieces. I thought it would be cool to show the different styles and the different mediums, because we all work in different mediums for the most part. And since usually on these streams I'm only doing digital or pencil, I thought it was a nice little break from that. So if we do this again, yeah, maybe we'll do something a little more collaborative where we're actually making a piece that's coherent together rather than cohesive, rather than like 6 separate entities.
So that's sonically great.
Yeah, so it's sonically great.
Oh yeah, that does sound sonically fantastic.
Well,
Eve says
wonderful.
The Elephant Crisis, the Sean Price story.
That's, you know what?
Sounds like propaganda.
Yeah, get Steven Spielberg on the line. Actually, no. I have a question for you.
Whoa.
What
Whoa.
if your life was a movie?
me?
Yeah, if your
Oh.
life was a movie, who would you want to direct it?
Whoever directed Pacific Rim, I believe it was Guillermo del Toro.
Del Toro, yeah.
Yeah.
Shyamalan, that's for you.
Ooh, what a twist!
What's a twist? Man, the twist.
Hodorowski. That's who I'd want directing my life.
But your life's too.
I know, so I'd want him to like interpret it.
It,
I could see that.
it'd
Um,
be Anderson.
Oh, we got, I think, my favorite
Well, it'd
pun
be
so
Wes
far.
Anderson.
Oh, it would be Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Wes Anderson would be a good one.
Golden Art 1 says, there's nothing, or nothing Sean says is irrelevant. You get a French
love-
from me. I like that.
That was
loved
a good
it. I
one.
loved it so much that it made me.
Throw up. That's real life.
That's the only way I can express my love.
Like I said, they've seen me do this. We're not talking about art right now. We're talking about elephants.
Ferris Moss says, I don't know any directors. I don't even know most actors because I don't care much for movies. Oh,
Oh, it's okay.
Maybe they're
You can't be hurt by other people's opinions.
Maybe they like
It's okay.
anime.
or music.
I just feel like you're missing out. All right, so Sean, do you want to explain then maybe about your pencils?
Read a book.
Wow.
Instead of a movie, read a book.
Oh, no, I'm talking about your pencils.
No.
Hey, want to talk about your process? Read a
Read a book.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I don't talk about art.
My pencils. I guess I get a lot of questions about why I use certain colors. I've had people ask, they're like, why do you use brown or green? And right now I'm actually using blue for this one. And when I first started drawing, I was actually handed a lot of Prismacolor pencils, the actual color pencils, and that's what I would work with. And I would sit there and I would create designs all like in different colors and everything. And if I had to do like tattoo designs and everything like that. So I actually had to get them done kind of quickly and not really do much like rendering with like actual like color. I kind of just had to be like, okay, like this is where like the shading would go and this is where this would go and all like that. So they'd end up being a little bit more monochromatic.
Sean, you're a tattoo artist?
Yes, I am. So yeah, so it's just something that I've been used to, and I've been doing it for so long that I don't know. I just really enjoy using pencil. Any type of like dry media too. I realized when I was in what was it? I took one art class in college, and well, actually I didn't even go to college. It was a community college. I took one art class and I used pastels and I did a bunch of still lifes and I used like pastels and like charcoal and everything, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, so that's pretty much why I kind of stick to dry media. I think it's a little bit, it works for me is the best way to put it. Why are you doing that?
Sean or Eve says, I can't help but love the composition in pretty much every piece you make. Do you have any good tips on how to improve the composition?
Overall shape, to look at everything. So when I draw something or I'll do like an illustration or just a character or something like that, what's the matter? And
Ferris Moss just said, I just imagine Sean getting all emotional with someone while he's giving them a tattoo.
oh yeah, it happens all the time. I'm not afraid of that one.
Sorry, keep answering.
But anyway, so I start the drawing. I I had a really, really, really small thumbnail. But the thing is I work mostly with trying to get the overall shape. And that is also influenced from being a tattoo artist, to where the overall shape, when you see it sit on somebody's body or skin or something like that, it essentially, like, you're not looking at it up close because people are going to see that from really, really far away. So they want to see almost exactly what it is right away. So with that, when it comes to composition and kind of doing that, is I look at a piece of where I more or less focus on how you're going to see it from far away, not like diving deep into like the details or anything like that. Which, I mean, my stuff is, I will say, actually kind of a little bit overly detailed at times, but for more or less, it's very, like, I feel like it has a consistent shape that runs through it. So I would just really, really focus on trying to look at things on a smaller size and then blow it up from there to where you can be like, okay, like this whole shape is sitting correctly together. So then you just kind of go from there and make it cool.
Golden R1 says, an emotional man with ink and needle.
What's the problem?
I said, your cries make your eyes even larger, so it's 10 times more sad.
Tim compares me to, if anybody's seen Lego Batman, there's a line in it, and it's where Robin says, he's like, should I get my eyes, what is it? Surgically enlarged to make myself look more vulnerable. And Tim, like, was sitting next to me at that, and he just started dying.
You looked over at me, too.
I did. Well, I looked over yeah. And I was just like, oh, my God, please. This is my life.
Oh, my life.
This is my life.
That's a good question.
Eve says, would you say composition and shape is more important than perspective and anatomical correctness?
Ooh.
That is a good question.
Yeah. I kind of think so. They both have their things. I feel like if anything's more correct, it would be anything like, let's say, maybe I'm gonna go with the one after that, perspective and anatomical correctness,
really?
Because it's like, no matter how good your composition is and no matter how good something looks on paper, if it looks off, like, because like your eye can pick it out right away and just be like, oh man, like this is like, there's something off about this face, there's just something off about this, and if it's not done confidently, you can see that right away. So if you do like a confident composition and a confident like overall shape, you could see that. But for the most part, I think when you like finally like step back and look at it, and you're just like, oh man, like this just ain't good.
Is that an eyeball?
I mean, it's kind of one. You got me under pressure here, so now I'm like, all right, let's go.
No pressure. 4 minutes.
So, but anyway, I would actually say the making sure things are correct within that would be kind of like the main concern. I don't know. I feel like I just have like such a different view on it, like compared to you guys, especially when we were looking at all the lemon stuff and everything. To where we were having that like debate, and I kind of looked at things as like an overall character and like correctness, and you were all about being able to explore the piece and all that.
Yeah.
I was with you, Sean.
Faithful says, do you keep bumping Sean when he stops drawing to talk?
Yes.
I just gotta let him know, like, another question or there's a time. Because if I could just sit here and let him go, he'll just go.
Needs control.
Yeah, I am a chatty Cathy, so.
It's one of the things we like about Sean, though. So it's not a negative thing.
Is it, though?
But I just need to, like, remind
Is
him.
Is it, though?
So, like, I would nail, you can do this. Get that tail going.
Oh, get the tail going.
You got, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what you should do, is just skip around all the parts and then fill in. Maybe just when he's trying to get faster.
Oh, yeah.
Because then hit all the
I know.
At
Well,
least the
first
outline.
of all, I gotta follow up you, and you're like, I'm done. 30 minutes in or whatever, or not even. How long are we doing this? 20 minutes each, and you were like 5 minutes in, you're like, I did it. What else do you need to know?
I got some questions here. CG Rifter says, have any of you ever tried to do abstract? It's something I want to do. If I can ever let go of correct.
Define abstract for them.
Yeah, like,
Something's different to everybody else.
So
Yeah,
just
actually,
not correct?
if you put what you think abstract means, then we can answer it better. Von Fan 1 says, when it comes to shape language, I'm clueless as to how to figure it out. Although, to be honest, that's me with most of art. Maybe it's just because I'm fairly new to it, but do you have any advice on how to learn how to do shape language correctly?
Really study, I would say study actually animated movies. Study animated movies or
What kind?
any type of, like, well,
Tekken Concrete. Spirited Away.
Well,
Well,
those aren't really, I mean, they have shape language.
oh, you're talking about
Like, if you're talking about, like, exaggerated shape language, I would say study, like, Pixar or, who else? Or, like, Illumination or all those things and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Leica.
Leica, yeah, Leica would be a big one. And you kind of study that. And also, too, actually practice drawing realism. To where you practice drawing realism, and then you're confident enough in knowing what you can exaggerate and what you can't exaggerate. So,
Yeah.
The Matrix.
yeah,
You know the rules to break them.
yes. Very true.
Frostfer says, will there be any sort of contest anytime soon? I am actually thinking we're going to skip the spring contest, and I'm going to double up the prizes for the summer one. We have a whole new website coming out in early June, most likely, and there's a whole contest page revamp. So I'm really excited for that, and I kind of wanted to throw a bigger contest for when that comes out. So I'll give you guys more news in the upcoming weeks, but I think I'm going to double up on the summer contest. Pillin Gamer says, I have a really hard time talking while drawing. It kind of knocks me out of my flow. Do
Me
you have
too.
similar problems?
Me too.
Aw.
Let's
Oh.
hang. Me too. We wouldn't get,
Hang, don't
yeah,
talk.
we wouldn't get anything done, man.
And then Christy McVie says, what is it like to solely work as an artist now? Is it hard? Was the transition from tattoo artist to freelance artist hard?
I think I'm still in that transition, honestly, because I know I still have like tattoo things lined up for the year. I know I'm still going to be doing conventions and still tattooing, and I think that that's going to sit with me for a while. But the thing is that I was even telling some of the roommates this is that I felt like it's like a really strange thing because being a tattoo artist, it's a very like solid kind of career to where you're like, I'm a tattoo artist. This is what I do. Boom, I go to work. This is yours. For being like a freelance artist or anything like that, I think there's so many things that you can do with it that that's a little abstract to me. To where I'm just kind of like, well, like where can I go and what can I do with like the drawing skill that I do have? So I'm still trying to figure it out. I would say it has been kind of a little wild ride for me, and I also get a little anxious about things. A little anxious, let's say that, right? So yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think that's just life, and things will fall into place if you just keep doing it. Yeah.
All right, your time is up, but really quick. Golden Art 1 says, you're doing a great job, Sean. Keep the sass coming.
Wow.
And then the last one was CG Rifter says, with the topic of anatomical correctness, I found myself thinking of Picasso. So I'm assuming that's what he meant by abstract. So have any of us done something like Picasso, his later work?
I feel like I would gravitate more towards MC Escher.
Yeah.
Like-
I have
Gabe, have you?
sketching really dumb things.
He does sketch dumb things.
Yeah, I call it pen vomit.
Mm-hmm.
When you just open up your sketchbook and you just take a ballpoint pen and you just start drawing like shapes, and then you start finding people or things in the shapes, and you add in eyes and like mouths and stuff.
That'd be abstract, yeah.
That's very Picasso.
Picasso was here.
So Gabe and Keith. The rest of us don't want to waste our time.
You draw something and you say it's a tree, even if it doesn't quite look like a tree, and then you've done it.
Yeah.
You're done.
There you go.
Keys Art Philosophy.
You just summed up the 80s.
basically,
yeah.
yeah.
Mine is, like a little.
I gotta switch over for you, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna do a swap. So then while we're swapping, Chrissy says, to be honest, Sean, you and I think very alike when it comes to art. I always think about techniques and execution more than what feeling I want to put in.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that I kind of plan it out a little bit more than most people.
You sit there.
And oh my, I kind of plan it out more than most people. And then when it comes to feeling, it might be a little secondary. So that's kind of something I've been working on.
Okay, so everyone, thank you, Sean. That was very.
Thanks. I'm still gonna be on screen though.
Yeah. You're gonna be my moderator.
I'm going to be Tim's moderator.
Team Chimoteo.
Oh, you're gonna need this.
Oh, I'm just so nervous. I haven't done this before. Oh, hi guys. I'm Tim. I'm Von. Okay, so this is the timer over here.
Start.
Over here.
Mm.
Okay, and then Sean. Now, yes, he's getting fridges as well. Okay, so basically, what I'll be
I got
doing today.
6 fridges.
What?
Let's do it.
Crap.
I did share my emotions.
Wait, didn't you get one at the beginning?
Yeah, I did for not doing anything.
Next time I'm gonna act like a weenie.
That's all I gotta do, man.
Be a weenie.
I'm gonna start. You guys have inspired me to cry now.
So basically, for those of you who are new to the stream, I'm Tim Von Rieden. I can be found as Von Art Online, and today I'm going to be working with traditional pencils, which is actually my favorite medium. I'm going to be working with this Bic mechanical pencil. It's a 0.7 millimeter. It's a standard pencil. You can get it anywhere. And I may also be using my 0.2, which I got this on TokyoPenShop.com, and this pencil is why I'm able to really get in with my traditional and do the detailing. And the 2 erasers that I'm going to be working with are the mono eraser. I like the circle tip, and a kneaded eraser. So those are what I will be working with today. And yes, I will be doing my interpretation of a fox, which, as you guys can already see, that translates in my mind as a human in profile wearing a fox mask.
Whoa.
Don't say.
What?
Whoa!
Where?
Dude, you're blowing
I-
my tiny little mind.
I really like going outside of comfort zones and just expanding what what I already know.
Gypsy Hummingbird has a question saying, will Waluigi be doing a fox as well?
Waluigi is currently on vacation from his boyfriend Noctis. As you can see, he is swimming with the sharks, and Noctis, you can't see him, but he's waiting in the raptors for the lover to return. Oh, it's so weird. I don't have to look up.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
I'm
okay. Are you
here for
are you good for this?
I'm here for you.
I don't think I've ever had you do this.
Did you notice how I have my fox looking at yours?
Yes.
Look at that look.
Mine's wearing human clothes and pretending
Oh,
to be mine. Yours is pretending to be mine.
that's cute.
And he's kind of like giving a face like, really? Really, kid?
And the
Yeah.
So basically, when I do any kind of drawing, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Like for this one, I did a light drawing underneath, and I'm just doing a rough pass over, and then I'll do some kind of finer shading. Like was talked about earlier, I probably am the only one that enjoys realism, but I like to push a lot of the contrast in the way that I shade things in a unrealistic manner, but it has the look and feel of realism.
Tim, you
I
forgot
keep
your,
looking up. I know.
Yeah,
What?
you forgot your introduction.
Hi, I'm Tim Von Reno at cgcookie.com. We do these weekly live streams every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And if you're
No.
outside of the state,
That one.
which one?
Movie.
The one over
My favorite medium would have to be traditional pencils. As much as digital was a part of my life, especially in college, and I really wanted to push myself to be. Actually, I was going to quit halfway through to be a children's book illustrator, and I thought I was going to be doing it all digitally. But then I kind of fell in love with pencils after meeting my now hero, Alan Williams, at a convention. And he proved to me that you can make a living and really make a statement in the art world with just graphite. And that meant a lot to me because I've always liked working with pencils, but I always felt I had to add color. And I think he was one of the first people to prove to me that you didn't necessarily need color. Oh man, I can't break
Keep
it.
doing
I'm
it.
looking up
Keep
like
looking.
every other second. I'm sorry.
Miss Chibi Artist asks, did you just go with the first idea you got, or did you have any thumbnail sketches for this character first?
We were actually at the Steaming Cup yesterday, which is our local coffee hub that we like to go to, and I was just doing a few thumbnails. Originally, I was gonna do just a fox, and then I was like, well, if it was more true to who I am, I would think I would have it be more of a character emulating a fox. So that's kind of what I went with this specific drawing here. I'm trying so hard, like I'm telling myself to keep looking down.
Don't worry.
I know.
I got you. I'll baby bird it to you.
Oh, the other question. The other question was, what was my favorite movie? So I would say it would be the top 5. It would be a mixture between Synecdoche, New York, The Fall, Spirited Away, Moulin Rouge, and then the 5th one is always a toss-up for me. I really liked Whiplash and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So I think it would be probably one of those two. Well, thank you, Tressel, for following.
Eve is asking, are you allergic to anything?
Excuses.
There you have it. Someone said Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah, no, that's like inevitable. It's my guilty pleasure.
That's like level 0.
Like whenever I'm just kind of feeling down, I like to talk to someone about Pacific Rim. It just makes me feel better.
Tim, why did we choose foxes for today's theme?
I actually do not know. I believe it was one of the roommates that suggested a common theme between all of them, and since fox has been kind of the trend with the roommates right now, we decided to go with foxes.
I don't even know how that started. I think it was you, Tim. 'Cause
So
you suggested.
yeah, so I only have one animal drawing that I sell at conventions, and it's a wolf. And I was always told that I should draw more animals. And since I had a lot of fun drawing the wolf, I wanted to expand upon that. A wolf. And I wanted to expand upon that. So I was asking people, like, what animal do you think I should do next? And literally, not one person said anything besides a fox. So I think it became very clear that I was going to be drawing a fox. And then once I drew one, Sean was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Bandwagon, jump on. And then Key was like, don't leave me behind.
Yeah, and then Key,
And then Key drew a fox. And Key's fox was really good, but it actually looked more like a wolf.
It was more like a mandarin.
We should have an animal every month. Next month, narwhal.
I really would want to do a rabbit,
The
too.
unicorns of the sea.
That's what they were really thinking.
Christy
Have you seen that?
Christy asked, so for some reason I have a hard time transitioning my traditional skills into digital, and I never really had this issue before, but any tips to get better at working with digital format?
It's tough. I admittedly feel the struggle of digital versus traditional all the time. And the best way to get over something like this is to practice. I think whenever I worry about it, if I just complain to the roommates, I can hear myself and I'm like, Tim, stop. Like, you know, the only way to get better is to actually put in the time and effort and work to do it. I think it's easy to complain. It's hard to actually lace up and do the work. So just keep pushing through. I know it can be difficult, but if you're really struggling with like a specific subject matter or like there's a specific thing that you just can't seem to grasp, just do tutorials online. I feel like I learned more from YouTube and DeviantArt back when I was in college than I did my own professors. So I promise you the resources are online. You just got to look for them.
You got 10 minutes.
Hey.
Golden Art asked, with all the camaraderie in the house, how do you manage to keep on task?
Well, considering most of us don't even like each other, so I just have to keep things, level-headed most of the time. I would say it's
I second that.
Just don't talk to anybody.
I would say I wouldn't have it any other way. I think having people here on hand that I could always ask for critique or suggestion, or if I have an idea just to run it past them, I think it's been one of the biggest blessings I've had in my art career. So I would say there are some days that it's a lot, but we've worked out a system where if you put on your headphones, it kind of means like they're serious in their work and try not to disturb them if possible. So I think we've worked it out where even though it seems like there might be a lot of distraction all the time, I don't feel like there is.
Eve is really wondering if you are allergic to anything, though.
Oh, excuses. Thank you, Flizzap, for following. No, I am not allergic to anything that I know of.
Oh, hello, Ashley. CG Rifter asked, how do you learn to critique art?
Oh, wow, this is a good one. So in school, I think we went through that awkward phase where no one was giving their honest feedback and opinion, where it'd be like, oh, that's really good. I like this one. I like how you handled the hands in this. And it was just very soft-spoken and like everyone was scared of offending another person, so everyone played like it super safe. And I don't think it was until after I left college that I really, understood that it's actually hurtful to just say that's good or you don't actually give any constructive critique. It's not helpful at all. So instead, it's more helpful to be honest, even if it might hurt their feelings at first. I think that's on them to grow thicker skin and kind of realize they're trying to help me. They're not trying to like attack me or look down on my art. So honestly, be truthful and honest. And if you see something that looks wrong, let them know. And it's up to them to interpret on if they want to use that advice or if they will just kind of be like, well, that's their opinion. I can kind of see what they're talking about, but
Ashley, you're going to kill me.
What?
Don't worry about it. We're having a meta conversation over your conversation.
Oh. Actually, it's kind of nice because I don't have to look up.
Never look. Head down.
Head down. Keep working.
Put headphones on. Put your headphones on.
Yeah, right. Where can I just?
I'm busy.
This is serious work time.
I'm going to take these off of you.
Oh.
Anyway, it says especially when that critique seems unhelpful. Kind of what you were saying.
Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of it does come down to like who you're asking for critique. But it's funny because I also believe that sometimes people that aren't in the art world will give the most honest critique. I'll show my parents something and they've never been the most like, oh, great work, son. Instead, it's always been like, oh, okay. So I don't actually receive that like, oh, awesome. But instead, whenever I show my mom, if it's scary, she'll be like, is everything all right? Like if I draw anything with a mask or organic shape, she's always like, is everything all right? But the last time I showed her something, it was one of my digital illustrations, and I had a handprint on a window, and it was swiped. And she was like, Tim, that doesn't make sense from where he's sitting. It should be the other way and down. And I was like, great observation, Mom. Like, that was actually really helpful. So don't just disregard people because they're not in the art world. Sometimes their advice is so devoid of that artistic critique that they just give it to you flat, and I think that can be helpful as well.
Learn you something.
Learn you something. Yeah.
Tim, you should talk about your why you choose what negative spaces you do to not fill in. I always was curious about that.
Oh, it's funny. I think a lot of it just comes down to.
Do you just feel like not filling in a part?
A lot of the times, I think it looks better
Overall
because sometimes I will look like even on this. I think there's areas where I don't want to shade it that heavily because it goes back to my whole. I think realism can be really boring, and sometimes I'll look at a sketch, and we actually had a artist over here on the weekend. His name was Chris, and he did a sketch of this girl, and I loved the pencil drawing. And as he kept filling it in with color, I felt like it lost some of that original impact that it had. So I feel like I try to leave the negative space where I feel like it'll retain some of that impact that it had in the initial line drawing. So like here, I'm not going to fill this in, even though this should definitely all be in shadow. And then this, I'll have a heavier shadow on this side. So it's kind of one of those things where we were talking earlier, it's like you got to know the rules to break them. And I do admittedly like realism, but I think full realism is kind of boring. And I think you're not really putting any of your artistic vision into it at all. Or like there should definitely be a shadow. What?
Or yourself.
Yeah, or yourself.
Tim, what pencil are you using?
I am using a Bic mechanical pencil, a 0.7 millimeter, and it can be found at any standard office supply store. Or Target. Let's not. I want to support Target here.
Only Target.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
Kmart.
No.
Well,
We don't talk about
You guys got Kmart around here?
they all died.
Oh.
They did all die, yeah.
Oh.
Even Minnesota.
There was one in New York when I was in New York. There's only one, though.
I think they're in Illinois.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah. I can't read this because I don't know what their name is.
What kind of music
Yeah.
do you all like the
People on
most?
Gamer.
Kind of. It's funny. I feel like I'm like hypercritical of movies, but when it comes to music, I'm not too picky. As long as it's not screaming in my ear and it's not angry, I can usually stand it. I would say I really have been into like 40s and 50s music recently, but I would say Key usually plays the music in this room, and I usually like what she plays. So I don't know, like indie folk. What would you consider it?
I have no idea. It's like 70s stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like
new.
yeah, it's like indie stuff, indie alternative stuff. I think we all kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, someone said they got a shirt from Target, and it fell apart in a week, and they never shopped there again.
Oh.
Oh my, I'm so sorry.
I'm
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
What were you doing in that week?
Target's wonderful.
I have a lot of clothes from Target.
I was gonna say, like, were you at Burning Man during that
2
week?
minutes.
Yeah, right?
Okay. I was doing so good with time, and then I kept talking. Sometimes when I talk, I start noodling, and that's when you don't really make any significant progress. You're just like overshading an area that's already shaded.
You don't gotta tell
Oh,
me.
shade.
Tell the viewers.
Oh, the shade is real.
I think I'm doing my study wrong. I feel like
No, read it out loud.
I was just anyway. Christy asked, I think I'm doing my studies wrong. It feels like I'm just copying and not really learning anything. If there is a method for studying or a mindset that I need to have.
Is there a mindset that I need to have? Yes, you should be not just observing what you're looking at, but analyzing it. I think a lot of people, like even I do this when I'm drawing the face, I kind of rely on what I already know on how the facial features look or how they interact with one another. But then you look at a reference and you're like, oh, that's actually, I've been doing that wrong, or I've been shading this area wrong. So I think being a little bit more critical of what you're drawing and not just recycling the same thing over and over in terms of what you know. And I think it's fine to have similar subject matter as long as you're pushing yourself in some way, or if you're adding some new element. And I would say that would be the biggest things. Or if you're really uncomfortable with a specific subject matter, ooh, I don't like that at all, I would explore it. I was recently with CG Cookie, we're making a first-person shooter course, and I was asked to do not only robots, but guns and a sci-fi environment. So it was like 3 things that I don't want to say I hate, but it's definitely not on my top to-do lists. And I learned a lot, especially from doing the guns, and they were more fun than I thought they would have been initially. So I'm glad that I did them, and I think you can learn the most when you're outside your comfort zone. But I don't want you guys to feel like once you're comfortable in an area that you can't explore that more, because I feel strong with characters, but I feel like I have so much more to go that I've only like scratched the surface of what I think I'm capable of doing. Okay, my time is
Yeah.
up.
But there's a really, really good question.
All right, hit it up really quick.
It says, I don't have any art friends who live near me, or any really at all for that matter. How should I get art friends and good critiques? Join communities like CG Cookie Community?
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yes.
Or just buy a house somewhere in Wisconsin. Start inviting all your art friends to come live with you. But yeah, I think having a community of artists, especially with the one with CG Cookie right now, it just seems like they're a very kind, positive community, but I also see them give valid critique. I think that's sometimes hard with people that you don't know. Or, I don't know, some people think it's easier. Those are chia. But I think our community is very good at giving very constructive critique without it being mean. And if you want to receive some feedback on your work, I would go to the community and post there. All right. Thank you, Sean.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, Tim.
Thank you, Sean. All right.
It's a me turn.
Last and least.
Last human.
No.
But not least. I never understood the meaning of that.
Last but not least.
Last but not least.
That means you have a lot to offer.
It doesn't mean you're actually last though, like you know. Yeah.
Because you're fast.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I thank you, Boodhalsed, for following. Okay, so I'm going to switch on over.
I know, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm on the end. Hello, friends. Oh, the camera's right there. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so everyone, this is our last roommate in the house that we'll be streaming today, and her name is
Key.
Key. And no, oh no,
Yeah,
I need
get
this.
that out of here. I gotta squirt everything.
You just put the chair over. No. Sean says wings.
We don't like sitting.
He doesn't believe in ground.
What's the ground?
He doesn't believe in reality.
I don't really draw things sitting.
Oh, thank you guys for the fridges.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so everyone, this is Key. She's gonna be. Oh, I'll let you go. Here you go.
I am a Key. All right. Anyway, my name's Key. I go by Gauche. My favorite medium. Okay,
was hard for her.
favorite things are the worst things to choose because I don't really have favorite things. They're just like, oh, this is a good thing. So it's like, as long as it's not something I don't like. Excuse you. Anyway. Medium, I guess. I really like digital, but I recently started doing pencils like last year again. And it's been amazing.
Chrissy says I freaking love how you work with color.
Thank you, but we're not working with color today. I'm sorry.
Stream over.
It would have been cool if I did do gouache or something, but I haven't worked with those in years, so I didn't want to work on something that I felt really uncomfortable with and then end up pooping all over the paper. My hand's shaking, I'm sorry.
Miss Chippy Artist says I love how you taped your eraser to your pencil.
Oh, thank you. It's really convenient. I don't know why it hasn't caught on. Y'all living the inconvenient life.
He likes to throw around insults all day, every day at the rest of the roommates.
There's a lot of shade.
A lot of shade.
But it's all love, alright?
Constantly offended.
So then, do you want to say what your favorite movie and/or food is?
I like bread. And potatoes.
Stream over. This is
That's
good.
it. That's
it. Good.
Movies. Movies is hard because it's really hard for me to be like, oh, this is the movie I like. But I always really like Fantasia just because it's so visually interesting. And it's got all the stuff that I like centaurs and all the cute little ponies. And dancing mushrooms and all that goodie.
Okay, so Mr. Beard says, does the eraser throw the pencil weight off?
I don't know. I'm just used to it, I guess. It's like
No, keep going.
ooh, it's like I guess it's like having weights on it all the time and then you just use it forever and you don't really notice, I guess. I don't know.
And then Gypsy Hummingbird says, shade is the only language I speak.
Oh, good. We can relate.
Golden Art One says, I'm more fluid with pencil. Digital is very awkward for me, but I'm practicing. Any tips, Key?
With digital?
Pencil.
Oh, pencil.
Oh, wait, no, digital,
What?
yeah.
Oh, digital. Digital's very, very difficult to, like, transfer over. I know a lot of people have a hard time with that. Basically, you just need to spend a lot of time, personal time, with whatever digital program you're using, and most important, the tablet that you're using. Because, like, a tablet's never really gonna feel like a pencil on paper.
Yeah.
Even with Cintiqs, it's still not gonna be the same because you're not gonna feel like the bumps of the paper or like the way the lead sometimes snaps if you're pressing too hard or something. It's different. But yeah.
Really quick, I just got my mommy movie. It's my favorite movie from last year. Look how cool the inside is. And that's it. There's nothing else.
That's all right.
Whenever I like something, Keys immediately responds with, that's all right.
It's the new thing now to say.
Ferris Moss says, and your favorite game is I Am Bread for sure.
I don't know what that is, but I might have to play it.
Game.
You'll love it.
It's a physics game.
Your bread.
Oh, I love
That's
physics
it.
Yeah, you're
games.
moving
Your bread.
bread.
Trying to get toasted.
Oh.
And it's funny ways to be toasted.
Yeah.
My hands are
We
so
should play it.
shaky.
You gotta
But
try
you know
this.
what? If you
You
have shaky
nervous?
hands, you make it work. I am kind of nervous because I've never been on camera on a stream.
Oh, I can't. You got stuff?
You just be like me and just spend your time talking about elephants.
You know what?
Instead
But
of
like,
artwork.
I'm just gonna make the shaky hand work. Like, you just have funny lines and it'll be okay.
And then Miss Chibier says, potatoes are my favorite food. How do you feel about
heck
potatoes?
Yeah, I'll do the
Oh,
best.
potatoes are my favorite animal.
Potatoes are my spirit animal.
You're eating my family, but I eat them too, so it's like cannibalism, right?
Ferris Moss says, oh my god, I Am Bread is a rage game where you play as bread and try to become toast. I know, I just looked up screenshots. That looks interesting. Oh, do you want to see?
Where?
Maybe you keep drawing, I'll find it.
It's funny, Key. We should play it.
Okay.
Mini games.
Do fox have dark
See, look at
ear
this.
tips?
You start
I don't
as the
remember.
bread. And like you have to find ways to get to the toaster.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like a skateboard.
Oh.
Can I get that on the computer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm playing that. Like right after the stream's over. Bye.
Oh, I like this key. Christy McAdee says, who was your biggest art influence when you were trying to find your style?
Oh man.
Also, kind of fangirling right now because I freaking love your color work and stuff.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Let's see, biggest artists. Oh, I looked up to a lot of them. I mean, have you guys ever heard of Peter Moorbacher? He was one of the big ones, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Really?
Yeah, like when I first started. Okay, when I first started, it was Sakumi-chan. Let's be honest. Yeah, and then I started like liking a lot of more different artists that aren't really like the super popular ones, like Feverworm. That was a pretty big one for a little while. But now I'm mostly looking at like a lot of 1800.
I would say they're all like
Artists.
old masters.
Yeah, a lot of old masters. There's a lot of I don't know any names because I don't try to remember. Oh, one of my favorite artists though was the Kingdom Hearts artist.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Yes.
Yeah. I still like him. I'm not even gonna try to
Yeah.
play it off like I don't. I still like
Did he
him.
also is he the one that did Bravely Default too, or?
No, that's Akihiko
I like it.
Yoshida.
Oh, and another big one was who's the artist for Bastion?
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Gen Z.
She was huge for my inspiration stuff. Like, I really, really loved Bastion. Like, that was like maybe my first few years in college. I was obsessed with Gen Z.
I would say that's the best isometric game I've ever played.
Mm-hmm. was just a good. I cried.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't tell me a story. I haven't played it.
Gabe hasn't either.
Guys, you're
Out of all the people in the house, I would expect you two to be the ones.
Right? Or Gabe with
to play it?
Transistor. He should play Transistor.
Oh, I didn't like Transistor as
I
much.
didn't either, but that's his kind of style.
Oh.
I had
Well, like,
I had
visually,
an old
yeah.
computer and I
The
downloaded
gameplay
it,
is, like-
and it wouldn't run.
That's for a certain type of
So I
Oh.
just haven't got a chance to play. I had all intentions to play it, but
That's so weird.
Golden Heart One says, after watching the stream, I now feel it necessary to draw a fox. Yeah, actually, if you
It's
do,
first,
I will post all of these on the community page that I have this live stream link on. So if you want to post yours under there, if you've been working on a fox too, you can go ahead and do that. I should have said at the beginning, if you want to draw a fox with Vonnhaüs today, you know, draw alongside us. Ferris Moss says, I have followed you on Instagram now, Key. Do you have any
Oh.
other platforms you're active on, though? I don't use Instagram much.
I'm on Twitter. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on Tumblr, DeviantArt, Twitter. I'm on like all the big name. I'm also on Facebook. I'm pretty much I go by Gawky most of the time. If you just Google Gawky, there I am. Some places like Twitter, I'm Gawky Art, just because Gawky's taken.
Oh, really quick. Thank you, P. Wee, with an extra E for following.
Oh yeah.
Pilon Gamer says, have any of you played Journey? For the PlayStation, it has awesome art and music. I think all of us have,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Tyler has not.
I recently played it like
Yeah, he just played it
yeah. 'Cause
2 weeks ago.
yeah. Because everyone kept telling me, you need to play this game. And I'm like, I guess I'll play it then. And it was good. It was good.
What else did you do over this past weekend?
I played the entire Ico Shadow of the Colossus and the Last Guardian thing. I played all three of the games
beat all
back
three.
to back.
Von Fan 1 says, I'm interested in doing traditional painting. Do any of you peeps in the Vonnhaüs or do traditional painting of any kind? Any recommendations on what to do and how to get into it?
pencil.
Oh, you need to rewatch the video of the stream because Gabe at the beginning was
Yeah.
talking all about gouache.
Oh, watch Gabe's streams for that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be painting tonight, I guess.
Gabe will be painting. Will you be posting on Instagram the time? That's the current link I have for you.
Go follow Galbasaur to find out more about painting.
Bam. Christy McVie says, would you say it was hard for you when you started working in color? And did you have a aha moment? For me, it's frustrating and I have a hard time experimenting.
Oh boy. When I first started doing digital, I would mostly work in grayscale because I think the first step to working well in color is being good at values. Because when you add color on top of like values and stuff, it's like a whole nother thing you have to tame. But basically, I feel like the whole aha moment is something that's probably going to happen to you all the time. Like, especially when you're experimenting or trying new things. I feel like that's the main way you develop as an artist is just getting your aha moments and experiencing these good mistakes that you're like, oh, this worked out. And I'm going to try it again and see if I can make it work again. And it's kind of just domino effect from there.
Yeah. By the way, you have 5 minutes.
Already?
Believe in you. Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny see like how fast everyone is when under pressure. Ashley killed it though, I think.
I'm shaking.
Okay, we have some questions here. Ferris Moss says, your ponies are adorable. I draw ponies too.
Yes! And the pony
Miss
party.
Chibi Artist says, I used to like Sakimi, but now I feel like I prefer someone with a bit more unique or less perfect looking style. Is this kind of mean or do other people feel this way? All of her people are way too perfect looking for me. I think it's just a difference between like commercial art and something more fine art. I think she does very well with marketable images. So I think it's just a different style, more or less.
Yeah. As you get older, you sort of kind of like start drifting away from certain things. And I really liked Sakimi-chan when I was younger, but that was like before I really knew how to do anything art-wise. Anyway.
And I think part of it is like she has a time limit for how much she can work. I think it's like every 2 days she has to have a new thing done. So before, I think when she was younger, she had more time to work on her pieces, and that's why they
Yeah.
have more like a painterly aesthetic. But now they're just quicker because she has a set amount of time that she can work on them.
Does she do that to herself?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Patreon.
Oh.
I think when you become a Patreon artist, you definitely have deadlines that you really should try to hit.
Yeah.
And I think for hers are just ridiculous. I give her a lot of credit. I don't think I could do the amount of work she does per day on producing the amount of stuff she does.
That must suck. Like, how does that affect you? Her, I wonder how that affects her, like,
Social life?
yeah, like, emotionally.
Oh,
She's
I bet
making
there's some
money.
good pressure, but yeah.
You gotta adapt.
Pillin Gamer says, "Holy moly, 2 days per piece. I would crumble in like 2 weeks."
Yeah.
You learn to adapt.
Yeah, you definitely adapt. It's just like, it only upsets me that she can't really find the time to spend more time on a piece to really give her all, I guess.
Because it's funny, weren't we just looking at one where she said she was spending more time on a piece, and I thought that was like the best thing I've seen from her in a long time. So I think if she allowed herself like a good amount of time, she could really make something awesome. But I think because she always has the quick turnaround, that's why they are a little bit more on the quick looking. Christy McAfee says, "I love your space kitties," in parentheses, cat person here, hashtag no shame.
Oh, yes. I'm the biggest cat person. I have a cat at home. Not this home, but, you know.
But she's the biggest cat person.
She's the biggest cat. I've got a cat.
I got the best cat.
I have the best cat. Sorry, no competition.
Biggest cat. I have a cat. That's all you need.
The cat.
cat.
I think my phone's...
I would bet $5 it's Papa. Yeah,
Wish me, Dad.
Papa Key.
Dad, I'm busy.
I'm drawing. Gypsy Hummingbird says, "I love them too. I give my cats professions. One of them is an astronaut, so they're just so perfect."
Oh. Oh, do you put like a bow on their head or something?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a veteran. I was like, oh, back in the war.
Backing down.
N-O-M? No?
Oh.
Back in num. Back in num num.
Stop.
So wait, if a cat doctor is a veterinarian, what are the doctor doctors?
Dogters.
Oh.
Cute! I love it.
But then all the cat vets call them doc turds.
Oh, great, Gabe.
Great.
Okay, doc turd.
That would
Hey,
be
that's
scary.
not funny.
All right, 2 minutes. Can you knock out the tail?
Kill it,
No.
This is okay. Wait. Ready? This is like true sprint mode.
Oh.
Go.
Yeah, one chance of this.
This is gonna be really simple.
Love?
Hello. This opportunity, girl. Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler. Gabe, did you even
Yeah, I get it.
Ernest or Prez says, "From where do you get your inspiration?"
In general?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to like.
special set of skills?
From my heart.
Okay, Sean, it's not your turn.
I don't know. I think it's just like
Most men. Can you talk about it?
for the fox, I was like, I'm going to draw a fox, and I got to fill the space with the fox. I'm just gonna do it.
He has the best motivation talks with the roommates. It's like whenever Sean says, "Key, how do I do something like this?" and Key will be like, "Oh, you just do it." Like that's it.
Ask Key about thumbnails. How
Yeah,
should
Key,
we
how do
say
you do thumbnails?
You draw a box, and then you draw in the box.
It's funny because Gabe's advice is like keys, but then there's like a consequence.
Like
attached
what?
To Gabe's. like, do this or you'll.
Oh.
Or something. Like, he threatens you. So there's like a gradation between the roommate.
Or you'll starve to death.
Or you'll start to.
Whatever feels good. That's the inspiration. You know. I don't know. I
Unless
can't.
You have a deadline, then it's whatever it doesn't feel good.
Golden Art One says, "From my heart," and somewhere Sean is like, "Oh."
There was a
Sean's-
single tear. You didn't see it.
He's like in the bathroom, but all of a sudden a
Yeah.
tear just comes
I'm
out.
just like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, you were already in the bathroom, but like you felt it.
It's like the wings of a butterfly.
Oh my god.
Beautiful key. Oh,
I did it. Ah, I'm done.
drops the pen. Tag.
Done.
Tag.
We should have like quick switch in and out where we literally like tag in
We should do
like
that sometime.
That'd be
And,
kinda
like,
funny.
musical
In-
chairing it.
like every 2 minutes switch.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Well, thank you, Key. Everyone,
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
We did it.
we did it.
We did
Give
it.
thanks to Key.
We did
Show her
it.
some love.
Slowly
Give her some
scoots
fridges.
away.
But I need this stuff.
No, you don't.
Alright, let me stop this. Okay, so really quickly, let me show you guys what we went over today. I'll do
Oh my god.
Sean, no self
Deprecation.
deprecation.
Start teaching the bad
Alright, so we started with Gabe doing the watercolor ink and then gouache and markers. Tyler with his, what was the ink brand?
What's that?
What was the ink brand you used?
The sumo or sumi?
Sumi.
Sumo, sumo.
His Sumi and brush ink. And then Ashley with her marker, colored pencils, and pastel pencils, and the white jelly roll, 99-cent pencil, or pen. And then we had Sean with his blue colored pencil.
In my heart.
And then I did just the mechanical pencil. I actually didn't even use my 0.2. That was all 0.7. And then Key ended it off with just a 0.2. So I guess we showed all aspects because I did the 0.7, you did 0.2. And this was our first roommate little collaboration experiment here. I think we did this again. I like the idea of having them be more interwoven with one another. I know me and Ashley are looking at each other, but we're just always looking at each other from afar.
We're sizing each other up in there.
Everyone's kind
Yeah.
of looking toward the center-ish.
We're s-
Everyone's looking at you and Ashley's spot.
Everyone's watching this battle.
Please.
Mine's going to space.
Tyler's
Look at
died.
that.
It was so. Ugh.
He's just, I need to go.
You're so
My
shooken.
planet needs me.
Yeah. Golden Art One says, "You were in the bathroom, but you felt it." Top quote of the day. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to this. This was definitely a fun little experiment. Can I get all the roommates one more time on a group shot? Well, we can try.
I'm here.
The effort is there.
Wow, Luigi.
Advertise,
I just got my shirt.
advertise everything.
I just got my shirts. Look at these shirts.
Advertise everything.
These shirts. Just got shirts. Oh, thank you.
All right. So thank you again, everyone, for coming to this live stream. We do these every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And next week, I think we're going to do something a little more experimental with digital. And then I believe I have a guest artist coming on the week after. So that's what we have planned right now. Thanks again for watching. Thank you again, roommates, for joining today. This was awesome. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. All right. Any last words, everyone?
No.
Remember,
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Love you. Miss you.
read a book a month.
Read a book.
No.
Go read a
don't.
book.
Read comics instead.
They're like words with pictures.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. All right.
Sound advice.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.